Well, hello, Winn-Dixie. All aboard the BOGO train. Buy one, get one, buy one, get one, buy one, get one means one is free. That's deep. What can I say? I'm a BOGO genius. The BOGOs just keep coming. Every week there are hundreds of BOGOs, and the next week there are hundreds more. Forever. It's an infinite BOGO loop. Twin-credible. Yes, my young twin. We're all connected in the endless circle of BOGOs. This BOGO genius stuff went to your head fast. The Winn-Dixie app has all the wins. Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. See store for details.
Good morning, it's 9:29, and on Wednesday mornings at this time, we present Ask the Lawyer with attorney for the injured, Bruce L. Scheiner. I've got Bruce standing by to answer a question submitted by you, and if you'd like to submit a question for future consideration, I'll tell you how to go about that coming up in just a moment as well. First, though, would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a little cold here, but when we look at our brothers in the north, it's beautiful, beautiful weather.
Exactly. And we've got a frosty start probably tomorrow morning. And again, we're going to be wanting to complain, but just take a look at the Northeast that snowed under. You'll feel a lot better.
Yeah, it's fantastic being here in Southwest Florida.
How's everybody in the family and how's everybody at the office doing health-wise?
We've been all doing very well. We've been very religious, wearing our masks, keeping our distance, and fortunately everybody's healthy.
And, of course, a lot of working remotely, which nowadays we're all doing at least a little bit, but you guys have sort of mastered how to get the job done.
Yeah, it's amazing how efficient you could be without being in the office.
Yeah. Well, and here's a good example of how that efficiency works. I'm just going to read you a question. You're going to give us your thoughts on it and maybe give somebody some peace of mind. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Todd.
Okay. Today's question says, my girlfriend was severely injured when a driver ran a red light. She was in the hospital for almost a week and is going to need future surgeries in addition to therapy. The person who was driving the car had only minimum insurance. He was driving a construction company car, but it turns out that the driver didn't work for the company. His roommate had let him drive the car to get some groceries. The construction company is claiming they are not responsible because they have a policy against any employee allowing anyone other than the company's employees to drive the car. Is my girlfriend out of luck? Her medical bills are going to be enormous, not to mention lost wages. With all of that in there about the company and the non-company driver, we just kind of threw up our hands. We like to play amateur attorney on these, but we had no idea which direction to go. What do you make of that, Bruce?
Well, it's a very interesting question, and it was settled years ago with our companies before they made the federal law that gives rent-a-car companies immunity. And the answer is that if the owner gives you permission, in other words, you're authorized to use the vehicle, then anyone that you give permission to is authorized to use the vehicle and therefore would be covered by the company and their insurance.
I see. So the person that works for the company that was in charge of the car may be in trouble with his company, but they can't get out of being responsible for the claim here.
Yeah, that's exactly the picture, Todd. The company gave the employee use of the car.
Yes.
As long as the employee said, okay, Charlie, you could use my car, and then Charlie gets in an accident, the company is still on the hook.
Gotcha.
It's called the danger instrumentality doctrine.
I see.
The courts in the state didn't want people to be injured and left out to dry, so they made a legal position that as long as the person who had responsibility or authorization to use the car allowed someone else to use the car, then the company and insurance company is responsible.
Okay.
On the same hand, if the person from the company that was authorized to use the car went to a bar and someone just took the car from the bar without his authorization, then the company would not be responsible.
Wow, so many intricacies to the law. That's why we like to bend your ear about these things. And then it goes on to talk about medical bills, lost wages. I'm sure there's going to be pain and suffering and all kinds of things. You probably recommend they speak to an attorney, speak to a legal professional pretty quickly.
Absolutely. This is a case that shows you why you need to speak to a competent personal injury lawyer as soon as possible, because the company or the insurance company loves to find a reason to deny coverage. A lot of times they're not doing it correctly, and you're entitled to make a recovery.
Sounds good, Bruce. And I feel for the young lady. Hopefully, at the end of this long medical road she's facing, she'll be back to normal, have a full recovery. But it all is going to depend on seeking some help right now from a legal professional. Thank you so much for joining us again today and helping us understand very sticky situation here.
My pleasure, Todd. Thank you very much.
Take care and say hi to the family for us, won't you?
Okay. Have a great week.
You too. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Let's give it up again as he gives freely of his time to help us understand the law. Now, if you would like to submit a question for future consideration, just go to the website, kickscountry929.com. Put in the keyword Bruce. If you would like immediate help on a legal situation, you feel like you're in over your head, call this number. Call the Port Charlotte office, 941-743-7777. 743-7777. And tell them Todd sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.